Welcome to Invest. We talk about investing, finance, and professional development. As the current time of 9:26 a.m. on the Eastern Time on Sunday, December 18th. Hope you guys have a good weekend and also happy Sunday. Respect to Ethereum, $100,176. Down about $1, 1% so far, $1. On the overall crypto market, as you can see on the left side of the chart, we are relatively flat, up or down. I would say the highest on the spectrum would be 2.5%, lowest would be just around like 1% so far. On the overall market front, you could see that with respect to the futures perspective, Dow Jones, S&P, Nasdaq, Russell are all mitigated, down about 1% so far. And on the media front, I would say it's not that much news that we are expecting. Obviously, a lot of people going off for the holidays. We are technically, I'll say, a week away from specifically on Christmas. Today's the 18th, and 7 days from now is Christmas holidays. And with respect to Hanukkah, will be ending. So I believe Hanukkah is beginning today, all the way, from today all the way till the 26th, and then Kwanzaa will begin. It's the Jewish holiday, as you don't know if you're not from the US. And then obviously, yeah, so we're technically, 7 days away from Christmas Day, and technically a week and a half away from New Year's Eve. So it seems like this year has been flying relatively fast. But how have your year been so far? I think for me, it's been definitely quite eventful. I've been traveling a lot around the world. And part of me feels like, wow, I'm like, time is really flying as you get older. So sometimes, maybe just like yesterday, for example, I did take a time off by just going out to, spend a day by myself, right? I took myself out on a date yesterday. And I, went to the gym, like I said, try to stay away from my emails and from my text, my phone, and stuff like that. And I went to one of my favorite restaurants, which I, typically like to eat pho, like the Vietnamese noodles. So I got like spring rolls, I got, pho, but the one I got was like a tomato-based soup with sprouts, with crab meat, with pork. I drank the whole thing too, which it gave me a lot of sodium overload. So I've been just drinking a lot of water ever since yesterday. And I also got like this side dish, which is like a sauteed beef, which was absolutely delicious. And very kindly of the host of the restaurant actually gave me a discount, but also gave me extra food. I guess she remembers my great experience that I went a couple weeks ago with my dad, and real we realized that we speak the same language. Despite the Vietnamese restaurants is owned by someone that's come from Hong Kong actually. So anyways, it's more trivial. But with respect to the overall news, you could see that it's nothing really specific. I would say it's typically more mitigated in terms of specific macro catalysts around these time of the year. So nothing really worth mentioning. So let's just dive into technicals. Respect to recording time of exactly 9:30 a.m. Good morning and good evening, depending on where you are. We are at 1177 at the moment right now. And it seems like with respect to the technical front, we are quite stale. Obviously, on the daily front, we dropped from the 56 out of 70 all the way to the 38. Now we're just kind of hovering, but you can see that we got rejected as well. So it seems like we're heading to a lower level. We just formed a depth cross recently. On the weekly front, we are fusing together. Seems like the technical is performing what it needs to be done. Is coming down, and I think seeing lower level to 1150, which we are technically $20 above the level, to seeing 1100 flat all the way to 1050, which I think that's the next technical level as we have identified on the green chart right here. And then on the monthly, as we get over the hump, and I think ideally in Q1, Q2, that's around the corner with respect to transitionary period, shifting from a bearish sentiment, which we have been in for the last 2.5 years, onto a bull run, a bull market, a reversal, which based on the technical is indicating that the timing seems logical from that front. On the Bitcoin side of the equation, we are 16,700 right now. We are at a monthly front, quite cross down, large separation. So monthly looks not terrible. Weekly, we still need to cross down, right? As we mentioned, we need to kind of fix this gap right here. On a daily, it is about to form a death cross. So we're seeing like 15,500 would not be a surprise for us. Basically matching with the level that we've tested before prior, back then on November 22nd. So take a look at the index front. I think SPY is a good indicator to see what's going on. So monthly again, right, looking quite stale. So we still need to come down to a lower level, right? Seems like 385 was not sufficient. So it seems like we might need to come down to like 375, 370-ish to cross down eventually. On a daily, we are seeing some bearish sentiment. So with respect to what we need to see is coming down to ideally to 375 and then form a secondary shoulder. So we have a shoulder one, shoulder head, and then shoulder two, which we should be forming sometimes around like January. So we might see some more volatility as we get closer into Q1. And the reasons for that is tax season, but also because of earnings around the corner, depicting on what happened in Q4. Okay, so it's a little bit shorter one than usual. Nothing really specifically that is we need to really look out for right now. So I guess we can all collectively just take a day off on Sunday. But I appreciate you for joining me, staying studious and staying diligent with respect to our effort. So have a good one, and I'll check you on the next one. Take care.